Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Hell Yes podcast. I am your host, Haley Gamba, and welcome back. If you are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. This is a great place for you to just relax, for you to listen. I kind of want to serve today as a big sister. And the reason why is because I think that this topic has been asked a lot of me to touch on. And the reason why I don't really love touching on it is because I feel like a lot of women are not ready to have this genuine conversation about their issues with female friendships and being a true girl's girl. That being said, I really wanted to do an episode on how to actually become a girl's girl and what things to really look inward with yourself about. If maybe you're struggling to create positive connections with women, this particular podcast and everything that I stand for will always be in support of women. And I want to preface this by saying, just because I support women and I love women does not mean that I don't hold women accountable. I think that if I'm going to hold myself accountable and I'm going to hold the people in my life accountable, I'm for sure going to hold women accountable as well. And I think that it's important that we clock things that women do that are unfavorable and not super classy or respectful. And that goes for myself. I'm not exempt from that. I am an imperfect person and I've done some not so great things in my own life. And sometimes I will reflect and it's embarrassing to me. And the one thing I absolutely hate is being embarrassed. Like, I don't like embarrassing myself. I don't like when people embarrass me. The way that I've overcome that uncomfortability and shame around it is just by getting better with time and with age. So I'm going to share with you guys today how to really be a girl's girl and what to really spot within yourself so that you can have positive female friendships and positive connection with women moving forward. And I think that being a girl's girl is not what people think it is. I think a lot of people think it's like having feminine power and, doing certain things or saying certain things that are in support of everything that women do. And that's just not what I believe being a girl's girl is about. I also don't think that we need to be a girl's girl to every girl. I know that that sounds like a little bit of a contradiction, but it's not. Some women are incapable of being kind. Some women are incapable of being good people. And we have to discern the people that we are willing to get in relationship and connection with. I am not going to baby or coddle a woman who blatantly disrespects me and tries to hurt or harm me in some way. There are people who are very unhealed walking this earth who tend to take a lot of their pent-up frustration and their envy and jealousy out on other women because they don't like that other women have a better life than them. And by the way, I think a lot of people think that envy and jealousy is only stemming from like people wanting the things that you have, but it could honestly be how when you walk into a room, you light it up, or how a lot of people look at you, or how you have a wonderful family, or how you meet men and they treat you with respect when that person maybe is always being dealt a different deck of cards. And unfortunately, when we are met with people who are envious and jealous of us, they have to do their own inventory and really heal that version of them. And by the way, I don't demonize them for it. At the end of the day, we are all growing, and a lot of our life and what it looks like stems from what we've learned, our past traumas, our perspective, and our perception. So I think that a lot of the times people just need to shift their perception so that their reality can change. And I think that that is something that I have done even with my own life. Like, there was times in my life where I didn't like the outcomes I was getting met with. So I shifted my perception. I changed certain things about how I handled situations, and then the outcome was different. So I think that that's just something that we have to learn with time, and it's a work in progress. And I want to say this before even starting with my points is that a little bit about me, I have always gravitated towards misunderstood people. Being that I was the black sheep of not only my family, but of my town, I naturally would gravitate towards girls growing up that other people maybe didn't like or other people maybe would make fun of. And I like that about myself. I still to this day am friends with a lot of people from my childhood. I have many friends. I want to say I have a solid 3 friends that I have been friends with for almost 2 decades, which is incredible to me. And what I love the most about our friendships is they really haven't changed much. Like, granted, I think that we evolve and we grow as humans, but we've allowed each other to do that and still remain friends and still remain true to one another without shaming the person for changing and shifting and evolving, which to me is the beautiful part about friendship. And I really do believe as well in being a girl's girl and in being a woman friend to another woman. I think that it's important that we give people the chances and elasticity to go about their own life and figure things out without being in close quarters with them forever. I think a lot of people think that friendship is all about, contacting each other every day or every week and seeing each other all the time. But no, like, some of my bestest friends, we would go years without seeing each other because they went and moved across country with a guy, or they went into the military, or there was a lot of things that happened. One of my really close friends has had children. Like, things have happened. And what to me is true friendship is coming back to each other and laughing and having connection and really just comparing stories. That's kind of the basis of where all of my opinions on this subject come from. I think that my greatest flex in life, aside from having a wonderful family and being successful, is that I have the most incredible friends. And I've said that for many years, and I mean it. And I've lost some and I've gained some over the years. But the people that I've had in my life for a long time, and the people that I've even met recently that have really created a beautiful space in my heart, are really great people. And I'm so grateful that I get to say that. So yeah. All right. Let's get into being a girl's girl and like what I think it means and how you can start tapping into that so that you can stop being a jealous or toxic or loner type of person, that you can actually embrace human connection and become a woman who supports other women fully and authentically. The first thing that I want to touch on is minding your business. I think a lot of people think that being a girl's girl is about oversharing and giving people the inside scoop to your life, and then you wanting that to be reciprocated towards you. That is a very childish way of thinking. Nobody owes you their every single secret, their private matters. And this was something I even had to learn. I think because I naturally overshare and it's nothing to me, that I always wanted that to be reciprocated in certain friendships. Now, there is a difference between somebody being private and somebody being secretive. And I have had secretive friends in the past, and it would bother me a little bit because what I didn't like about them being secretive was they would present themselves in a way towards me that wasn't who they really were, that in secret, they were completely different. And that bothered me. But there's a difference between somebody being secretive and hiding something intentionally from you because they don't want you to know about it versus somebody being private because it's not your fucking business. Some things are just not your business. And being a girl's girl is allowing people to share what they want to share and be who they want to be. And you can either say, I like that person, I want to continue connecting with that person, or you can say what I've been shown I don't like and I'm going to move forward. Either way, you are not owed people's private matters in business. I don't understand where this sense of entitlement comes from, where we think that we need to know everything about someone. Hell, I don't even know everything about myself. I have done shadow work for years now, and more specifically this year, and I found out things about my own self that I didn't actually really know. It was like tucked away in my subconscious mind. So stop being so obsessed with knowing the full truths of people's lives and feeling entitled to their personal business. Like, it's really just not for you to know. Like, I have friends that are in committed relationships. A lot of my friends are actually either engaged or married, and I let them share what they want to share about their relationships. I don't feel bad when I share with my girlfriends about something that I've dealt with recently with a guy, and then they listen and they don't share. Why would I care? I don't need my friends to match my energy and compare stories for me to share. I think that again, is very childish. So for me, I can share with my friends. They will give me a listening ear. They will also, give me the advice that they think is best suited for that situation. And then we move forward. No part of me is low-key mad that they're not trying to compare to my situation or that they're not talking shit about their man to me. And maybe it's because I was in a relationship for 7 years and me and my ex-boyfriend were very private about our relationship. I didn't even share the inner workings of our relationship to my parents. Nobody really knew what was going on until after we broke up. Like, I shared more about it after we broke up. there is just certain things that should stay between two people, and there are certain things that don't need to be shared, and you have to learn to let people be themselves. And that kind of leads me into my next thing, which is to stop clocking people. Being a girl's girl is not always needing to be like keeping tabs on people. And I had something recently happen to me where somebody tried to do this to me, and it was so off-putting to me that like it made me realize like, wow, not everybody is like me. I can be at an event or around a bunch of women and spot some weird behavior and kind of turn the other way. Not because I'm trying to avoid seeing it, but because it's not my business and I literally don't give a fuck. Like, it's not affecting me, and it's not something that I really care deeply about. But there are some women who will watch your every move and see how you interact with people and try to clock your behavior or try to diminish your success or the results of your success by trying to say something that makes them feel better about you accumulating that thing. For instance, I consider myself to be a girl's girl in my own right. You know, my channel is dedicated to helping women. And even though I don't think that I'm like God or a guru of any kind, I definitely have seen what my content has done for people. Not only have I seen it, you know, in person because I've met a lot of you guys, but I've also read your DMs, and it makes me so happy. Like, I literally get so emotional reading the things that you guys share with me, whether you broke up with a boyfriend or detached from a toxic friendship or started to love yourself deeper. Whatever the thing is that you share with me, like, I really do love it. And I have built such a beautiful platform for myself, and I don't really deal with a lot of hate or issues, but occasionally I'll get like stupid comments or things from people that to me just show like that they're not a girl's girl. One of the things being under my weight loss videos, now I have a lot of them. For a while, a lot of people were talking about Ozempic and how I'm probably taking Ozempic behind everybody's back and this and that. And I actually blocked that word from my channel because it was so obnoxious. Because the truth is, guys, I'm not taking Ozempic, and it was kind of starting to annoy me. And I also had noticed that comment under every single person who has lost weight recently's post. So it wasn't just directed towards me. It's just people will jump on a bandwagon and then they'll believe whatever they want to believe. The most recent comment I got was somebody saying like, I really hope you're not taking like a GLP-1 because, you know, like you're looking really skinny and this and that. And again, I just thought that that was so uncalled for. I never mentioned taking a GLP-1. I've never said that I've been taking any type of weight loss medication. That has never been what I profess on my channel. I've never talked about that openly because I'm not doing it. But even if I was, why is it your business? And why do you feel like because somebody is talking about their journey that they're being inauthentic with you or they're lying to you because they don't share every single detail about their life with you? When I watch YouTubers or when I listen to influencers and they are talking about like the 5 tips that make you hotter or the things that they did to lose weight or the weight loss program that they followed, like I don't know if it's because I'm a real human being who actually has real life situations happen to me, but I take everything in life as inspiration and I don't try to embody everybody's life to a T because I'm my own person. That being said, I don't feel entitled to that information. And I think that it's very anti-woman when you try to clock somebody because they look good, because they feel good, because they're happy in their skin. You must always try to find a loophole to their beauty, to their success, to their whatever it is that they've mastered that they are really enjoying about themselves. I take great issue with somebody looking at a video of me looking so fucking snatched. I look so good. I look so beautiful. And rather than saying, you look great and letting it be, and maybe kikiing in a group chat with some friends and being like, Haley's probably on Ozempic, and like leaving it there, you decide to comment it because you want to discredit or disempower my own success and my own accolade. I'm sorry, you're not a girl's girl. And not only do I think that that's obnoxious internet-wise, but I think it's obnoxious in real life. Like if you see a beautiful woman out, Why must you always go to oh, she must have surgery. Oh, she must have done this. She must have done that. Like, it's so weird to me. And it's so anti-woman. And again, you need to learn that this has nothing to do with them and everything to do with you. Even if that person did have surgery, or they did take Ozempic, or they are on a weight loss program, or whatever. It doesn't take away from the fact that they're still bad as fuck, that they're still gorgeous, that they still lost weight. And again, you're not entitled to that person's business. Being a girl's girl is sometimes just realizing that, everyone does what they need to do to get to where they need to get. And if it's not affecting your life in any way, then it's not. And I'll even go as far as to say that I can't stand when people get on social media and complain about certain fitness influencers pushing them into depression, because again, we need to take radical responsibility of our own self-esteem and our own self-worth. If you feel like you're being triggered by somebody else's life, I don't know, maybe that means that you need to either get off the internet or start doing some self-esteem shadow work on yourself. I always like to think back about my own human experiences of for instance, when I was in high school or even when I was in middle school and I was very skinny because I was a girl. I was a young girl. I was, relatively healthy. My mom brought us up in a relatively healthy household. But there were girls that were much smaller than me my whole life or much bigger than me. It was just how it is. You learn how to self-soothe. You learn how to have your own self-esteem. You learn how to become confident. And if you don't learn it, that's on you. It's nobody else's responsibility to make you feel comfortable in your own skin. And until you start realizing that, you're going to have a hard time being a girl's girl. You're going to have a hard time being friends with women who are beautiful, successful, and intelligent. You're going to be so threatened by the fact that they are a triple threat. I think a lot of people like to try to find ways to discredit other people because they don't have the qualities that the other people possess. The perfect combination of acceptance for myself has been understanding the things in my life that I can change and understanding the things in my life that I can't change. And the things that I can't change, I have to learn how to accept. And other people are not responsible for that trigger. I will do that internal check if I find myself being triggered by someone's good life. And it's very rare that happens to me because, again, I've done a lot of self-work. Let's kind of pivot into that conversation, which has to do with competing and healing your self-esteem issues. When you are trying to have female friendships and connection with women, you need to stop viewing women as your competition and heal your self-esteem issues. Now, I have really learned something very important that has helped me navigate this. And a lot of the root of jealousy and envy was desire. So once you start putting in action the things that you want for your life, whether it's to be thinner, whether it's to be richer, whether it's to be married, whatever it is, right? Once you realize that the root of your jealousy and envy and your low self-esteem is the desire for the things that you want, you will be able to pivot and change that. That being said, I do not compete with women about anything anymore. And the reason why is because I have spent the majority of my adult life working on myself. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm perfect. I still have my issues here and there, but I do know for a fact that women compete over male attention, over, validation, over, looks and things like that. So what did I do with my time all of these years? I worked on my self-esteem issues. I got my body together. I got my money together. I built something for myself that I'm really proud of. If you don't work on your self-esteem issues, you're going to have a hard time being a girl's girl because you're going to internalize everybody's life. Whether someone is beautiful or has a lot of attention or, has a lot of money or a lot of men want to be with them, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle to be a supportive person for the women in your life. And this can stem from even our mothers. And a lot of people have mothers who were jealous and envious and competed with other women. And it was passed down generationally. It's time for us to cut off that generational curse. Start being the woman in rooms who is the least inspiring. Learn from other women. Grow with women. View women as your friend and as your mentors rather than your competition. And I get it. It's difficult if there's something that you really desire and somebody else is getting it. but you need to figure out why you feel like there's such a lack of resources that you can't get it too. Never do I see a woman getting the life that I desire and I say, fuck that bitch. No, I'm like, yeah, thank God she got it because now I know I can have it too. Now I know that it's possible. Like, shift your perspective around things like that, and you'll be able to be a better girl's girl and support people in your life more. And you'll actually be able to be friends with people who you actually align with rather than people that you feel like are beneath you. Because a lot of you guys become friends with people because you feel like you're the superstar in the friendship, and that's pathetic in its own right. The next way to be a girl's girl, and this is something that a lot of you guys seem to really not care about, and I think it's weird in friendship, and it's holding her accountable. Your female friends are meant to be held accountable when they're doing things that they shouldn't be doing. I don't want my friends to pussyfoot around me because they're afraid that we're not going to be friends if they speak up about something that I'm doing that I should not be doing. A lot of you have this mixed up where you think that being a girl's girl is letting, your women friends do whatever they want. That is so weird. Hell no. If my friend is going down a path of unhealthy habits or is sleeping around and it's affecting her body and her mental state, and I don't feel like it's, helpful, and I think that maybe she should check into therapy or something, I'm going to say it. And I think that if you feel like there's nobody in your life who you would take that advice from, then maybe you need to change your circle. Because what that essentially means is that you don't believe that the person who's giving you that information and giving you that advice is worthy of doing that to you. Which almost makes me think that a part of you is playing small, even in your friendships and relationships, because why do you have people around you who you don't trust to give you proper advice? My friends and I live very different lives. But one thing that we all have in common is morality and is a healthy mental state. That doesn't mean that we're always healthy and we're always doing great, but that's the root of our existence. Therefore, I really do appreciate the sound advice my friends give me in situations that I have a hard time seeing their perspective on. Because at the end of the day, I am my own person. I have my own life experiences, but so do they. I like to hear their perspective, even if it kind of stings, even if it doesn't feel like my experience, because at the end of the day, that's their experience. And I want to listen, I want to hear, and I want to possibly implement some of the things that they are sharing, because at the end of the day, I trust my friends. I know that they have my best interest at heart. And a great way to even identify the advice you're getting from people and if it's worthy of really taking is, where is this friendship, where is this woman relationship rooted from? Is it out of convenience? Is it because you guys like to go out and party together and you guys get guys together? Or is this an inconvenient friendship that you've made convenient because you love that person? All of my friendships are inconvenient. Okay, we all have very busy, demanding lives. We have, some of us have partners, some of us have families that we are very close to. We don't need to die over friendship. I have a very fulfilling life with just my family. If I felt like a woman in my life was being toxic and she was hurting me, I have no problem cutting that person off. And I think a lot of my friends share that same sentiment. That being said, I know that they're giving me sound advice and they genuinely care about me based off of the fact that what our friendship has been built on is pure desire to be in each other's lives from an authentic standpoint. And that kind of leads me into my next conversation. And I think this is something that my friends are really great at doing, and it's giving them chances. Being a girl's girl is giving people chances. Give that girl as many chances as you give that man. A lot of women are not girls' girls because they let men get away with murder, but then they demonize women for doing half of the bad shit that men do. It's very weird to me. I don't understand it, and I never freaking will. I feel like being a girl's girl and being a woman that genuinely cares about your friends is allowing them to fuck up, allowing them to make mistakes, allowing them to essentially go through a particular maybe cycle of not so great habits because you know that this person to the core is a good person. Now, that's not to say that we are enabling their behavior or that we are okay with it, but we are giving them the elasticity and the bandwidth to make mistakes as a human being while we still support them, whether it's up close or from afar. Give the woman in your life chances. Okay, me and my friends, we do it all the time. I've went down several several different, paths of not so great habits. I've dated some shitty guys and my friends allowed me to do it. Now, did they, keep their mouth shut and not share their issues with it? No, but they allowed me to make my own mistakes and they gave me the chance to redeem myself by showing them and showing myself that I was worth better than that situation. And that is something that women need to start doing more is giving each other grace. And again, you need to be able to discern the difference between giving somebody grace and enabling bad behavior. Okay? Because they're not the same thing. The next thing that I want to discuss is building authentic relationships around alignment. And essentially what I mean by this is you need to stop building fake connections with women because you think you'll benefit in some way from it. And there's a difference between networking and friendship. Okay? Again, you need to be able to discern the difference and compartmentalize people in a way in your life that, hey, listen, I'm not going into life being unkind to women, but I don't need to be best friends with someone because they have something that I want or they know somebody that I want to be close or proximity to. Like that's essentially being fake and that's essentially using someone. Now, if we're talking about networking here and social climbing, that's a different subject. But friendship, it should be about people you care about, people you love, people you want to nurture, people you want to water. And if that is not a feeling that you have, then they shouldn't be a part of your life. And I think that, again, a lot of women have it confused that being a girl's girl is essentially being nice to every woman and being friends with every woman. No. If anything, that is mishandling your peace. That is mishandling your exclusivity. Not all women can be my friend. Some women are traumatic. They are toxic. They are deplorable. They have behaviors that I wouldn't want near me, near my family, near my future children. And I don't want that displayed near me in any way. And that is me being a girl's girl because I know that being fake with a woman and pretending to be her friend is worse than not liking them and not wanting to be their friend. And that is, to me, the grown woman mindset. Not everyone can be my friend. Not everyone can be nurtured by me. Not everyone can touch me in that way. And that is, a testament to the growth I've done. I've healed a lot of parts of myself. I've grown up. I don't care about certain things that I used to care about. A lot of people want to get in a circle and trauma dump on each other and hurt one another and hurt other people and having conversations that are very low vibrational. I don't want that. Now, that's not to say that me and my friends don't gossip from time to time, but we keep it in the group chat. And we don't go about our lives hurting people for fun and doing weird shit to people for fun. But some people do that, and I don't want to be around people like that. So for me, being a girl's girl is being close to people that I actually want to be friends with, people that I authentically like, people that bring out the best in me. I think if women were more honest about their feelings and their emotions and their desires, the world would definitely be a better place. I think women are beautiful. They are life givers. They are nurturing. I think that women that have female friendships live longer. I believe that is actually a study that was done and it's a fact. So I know that it's possible to really get to a place where this particular work that you do on yourself can really benefit you. I really hope that this episode did you guys well. It was so cathartic actually for me to share because I think a lot of the times people are very entitled and have a hard time really expressing how they feel in these certain subject points because it can feel like an attack, but it's not. It's not an attack. It's taking notice. It's understanding that there could be an issue here. And I've understood that there is issues sometimes with people, but that doesn't mean that I don't love them. That doesn't mean that I don't give them a chance. That doesn't mean that I don't want to keep trying. And I'm so grateful that my experiences in life, whether it was good or bad, did not affect how I moved forward. And if anything, I just viewed it as a part of the story. I think I have really wonderful friends because I kept giving friendship a chance. So I'm hoping that you guys can do that as well and fully tap into being that girl's girl that you've always desired so that you can attract your girl's girls and attract your tribe. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I will speak to you next week. Bye, everyone.